miss this. Guys, you can't miss this. Joe, the craziest thing just happened. Guys, you can't miss this. To weave these giant leaves together, my weaver ant colony has to divide the labor. First are the brace ants, who use their body as a brace to bend and hold leaves together. Second are the gluers. They use a special silk from their larvae to glue the leaves together. Once the silk dries, it forms a strong waterproof wall, strong enough to hold the leaves together. Whoa! Weaver ants are ingenious and resourceful. Follow me for more epic videos on my ants and other exotic pets. Guys, you have to see this. Did you know that ants have pets too? My newly acquired yellow crazy ants came with these black ant crickets, which are wingless, non-chirping insects. These creatures are dependent on an ant colony, in this case, to my yellow crazy ants. If I were to separate this little guy from the ants, they would die, as it's not even capable of feeding on its own. What's amazing about these crickets is they take on the colony's scent. So incredibly, the ants actually treat these crickets like one of their own, even feeding the crickets through trophallaxis mouth to mouth. Amazing, right? Follow me for more epic videos on my ants and other exotic
my
pets.
neck.
Guys, you won't believe this. Every few weeks he undergoes a pretty interesting change. See that dark slimy thing at the corner of his mouth? Slowly the dark slime slips completely into his mouth and out of sight. What you saw is Jabba eating his own skin. Yep, you heard it right. He's shedding. Right? Follow me for more epic videos on my ants and other exotic pets. Guys, you must see this. Just recently,
My neck.
Guys, check this out.
Nice.
Alright, y'all, it's 2021, so I'm gonna kick it off right and try the 100,000 subscribers on my YouTube Stories challenge. So if you're seeing a red subscribe button right here, that means you're not subscribed. And for my subscribers, I need your help real quick. There are a couple different ideas that I have for my next video, and I just figured I'd ask y'all what you think. So I made like a mini skit version of like a couple different ideas. Hi, welcome to Apples. How can I scam? Surgery today. Yeah, what do you recommend? Well, our sponsor today is the Apple Wings Pro, featuring a 50% crispier exterior, the latest cock-a-doodle technology, and how's it different from your last wing generation? This one's $50 more. 50? These better make me fly for real. You gotta go to the Genius Bar to get that fixed. Can I at least get some sauce? Of course, but it's $1 a dip. Are you serious? Yeah, I don't make the rules. I just make the money. Where are you going? The kitchen. I got some work for you, Tim Cook. Anything around this shit. Emergency family meeting. Who's been faking tasks? It was Kyle. I was in my room doing my task. Yeah, and then you started to vent. Talking about how I'm always in your room because I broke your PS5 one time. That's not... Mom, you don't believe him, right? No, usually it's the middle child. I'll skip for now, but just do the dishes. So you want to breathe heavy. Send him to space. Mom, that wasn't that attitude. I was beatboxing. Space or an astro whooping, I'll see myself out. And this is just like a side note. Just because one gets more likes than the other doesn't mean I won't make both. I will if y'all want both, like at the end of the day. But I just wanted to see which one you. All right. My girlfriend, are you there? My girlfriend, are you there? All right. I thought it through. I think I'm gonna do If Among Us Was a Family. I think that's gonna be the video. So look out for that. And maybe a little over a week. I think a little over a week it'll be done. My girlfriend, are you there? I start. This is what happens. He always on me. I've considered it. I mean, my main reason, at least at first, was I didn't want to play the mom character with the beard. I was like, that would look weird. I've actually never grown it out though. Like the longest I've ever grown it was a goatee in the race parody video. But yeah, I'll think about it. Kyle, dinner's ready. 5 more minutes, mom. I'm busy. Kyle, dinner's food, like for free, cooked and all. Yes. What, starvation? Yeah, I've been eating ramen for months. I'm gonna enjoy this.
And because many of you requested, I'm starting working on a Raspberry Pi high quality.
Here we go, guys. They're coming. 1, 2, 3, 4. Stand still. 1, 2, 3.
Guys, yeah, welcome back to a brand new video, 2021, let's get it! Oh! So today I'm going to be showing you guys a new trim of the studio. Let's go!
But Lane, can you take this, mate? How's... Oh, look at the body on that!
Why you wouldn't survive the Call of Duty Zombies outbreak.
Hey guys, what's up?
Hey guys.
What's up, what's up? My man Lynn, what are you doing?
I'm like literally shooting a scene. I'm directing, remember?
My bad, I know you're shooting and directing because you're super talented, but nothing is more important than me. Boom.
The polls have decided, and with a resounding voice, you people just had to beat the dead horse enough to where it's now spiraling across multiple timelines and slipped into the multiverse. We've covered the idea of zombies countless times, but hey, it gets the most views on this channel, probably because most people view me as a Left 4 Dead and zombie channel. So this week, we had to dive back into the genre one more time for the Why You Wouldn't Survive series. And oh lord, did I want to keep pushing this off because of the whole separate dimensions and timelines writing style. But alas, here we are. This week, we cover the zombie you may or may not see coming, endless horde mode, Rick and Morty level dimensional hopping, ancient beings that wish to corrupt humanity cliche, zombies that get tougher the longer the time passes, guns that can pack a punch, Stranger Things looking time wizards, the OG Civil War before America or the Avengers, Smithers release the hounds. Let's use rickety old wood to barricade against the dead.
Smithers!
The Godfather of the Dead, jumpers and shockers and werewolves, oh my. The game mode is pretty representative of how you would actually be trying to survive, minus getting guns from chalk outlines and mystery boxes, but ultimately ending up dead to countless zombies game itself. This week we are telling you why you wouldn't survive Call of Duty's zombie apocalypse. Just a quick footnote, this will be the Nazi Zombies universe set within Treyarch's ever-growing zombie lore, and we will not be covering exo-zombies or Infinite Warfare's take on the zombie outbreak either. Also, due to the severity of branching timelines and universes, we won't be totally covering the lore of the zombies universes, but focusing on subjects that factor into your survivability. If you want a complete lore video, I'm sure there's something out there that covers it a hell of a lot better than I do. Eons ago, there had only existed the Aether, also known as Paradise and or Agartha, a mysterious dimension that predates all existence, in which was inhabited by beings known as the Keepers. The ancient Keepers created a device known as the Summoning Key that pretty much had godlike Thanos-snapping power, allowing to create entire dimensions at will by harnessing the power of the Aether itself. Upon using the Summoning Key, a group of Keepers stumbled upon an evil presence within a new dimension called the Dark Aether. This evil presence corrupted the unlucky venturers and spurred a quick and brutal civil war forefronted by someone named the Shadow Man. The pure of heart keepers were victorious and banished the corrupt to the Dark Aether, where overexposure to the evil presence transformed them into new creatures now called Apothicons. Realizing their inability to win against their light of heart brethren, the Apothicons dispensed divinium meteors to multiple different dimensions, specifically targeting humans in order to create chaos and further corruption. These meteors were full of a substance called Element 115, later to secretly be inserted into the periodic table known as divinium, that had the power to reanimate dead cells and overcharge and soup up weaponry beyond human understanding. These meteors had crash-landed and fragmented into two human-inhabited dimensions, the first of which landed in the medieval times, where they were defeated by the Keepers and 4 mythical knights. The second crashed into Japan in the Rising Sun facility, and subsequently major parts of Germany, the Antarctic, and China. And last, the meteor that landed in the midst of the separate timeline in World War I dominated France, instantly creating the Nazi zombies we know in the first game. In the second time and third timelines, a team funded by 1939 Nazi Germany called Group 935 immediately saw to experimenting on the element tucked away in the space rock, seeking to create weapons, super soldiers, and means of teleportation. Seeing the world-dominating potential of this element, the organization led by Dr. Ludwig Maxis made sure that all members cut ties with family and government before fully committing in order to serve Germany to its full extent. One individual in Group 935, Dr. Edward Richtofen, a leading conspirator of the Illuminati, was invited and joined to relay information to the secretive organization. Richtofen primarily worked in 935 to master the technology of teleportation utilized by Divinium, where Richtofen and Maxis were first to discover that bodies that were used as a test to teleport would actually be resurrected as they were exposed to a concentrated electrical form of the new element. Element 115 could actually reanimate the dead into nearly unstoppable, relentless killing machines. There were numerous testing grounds and unscheduled breakouts that occurred in places like an abandoned airfield or the Verrucht insane asylum, but the teleporter itself was unsuccessful. Richtofen wanted his work into teleportation to bear further fruit, or nut in this case, when Richtofen attempted to transport a walnut, and it worked. Yet Maxis said these attempts were nuts and stopped work on it. But Richtofen went behind his back and continued the research long enough to teleport himself. Ending up in the catacombs of the moon, Richtofen discovered the MPD, a mysterious pyramid device that could be utilized to harness the very Aether, and thus the reanimated dead could be controlled. The Shadow Man was starting to pull the strings on Richtofen as a puppet. Richtofen was electrocuted by the MPD and started experiencing schizophrenia and images of the Apothicons, and more importantly, their leader, the Shadow Man. Slowly being corrupted, he was transported again to a distant jungle in Shangri-La, where he spent 3 weeks working on and learning about the Vril energy source, and more importantly, discovering the focusing stone. This power drove him to try and find the Aether universe, renouncing the Illuminati and staying with 935 to see to using element 115 to its fullest expanses in order to achieve his ultimate new goal, or I should say, the Shadow Man's goal. He soon saw to the creation of a moon base and trying to fuel the pyramid, which, after the death of a mouse nearby, saw to a slight charge, showing life energy fueled the device. Experimenting on live specimens like prisoners of war, seeing them driven mad to the point of break that completely wiped their memories, turning Dempsey, Nikolai, Takeo, and Samantha into his unknowing tools for success. He spurred weapons we spam on zombie mode through mystery boxes like the Wunderwaffe, ray gun, and basic 115 enhancements for any standard issue military weaponry. However, the promise to mass produce the Wunderwaffe specifically was constantly put on hold by Maxis in order to aid in the war efforts Germany was so enthralled in. You'd think he would be making more of these superpowered guns to help Germany win the war. All this while Richtofen was forcefully subjecting Samantha Maxis, Dr. Ludwig Maxis' daughter, to experimentation efforts. After more teleportation experiments had been failing, a test had been done on a dog owned by Samantha. The dog Fluffy, now converted into a hellhound, becoming rabid and feral, Samantha chased after her pooch into the teleporter, with her father right behind her trying to stop her. Richtofen teleports the three of them to unknown areas to get rid of them. Samantha was transported to the MPD, where she was absorbed and corrupted by the dark aether. Maxis was taken to the crazy place, where he gained the ability to merge with electricity. In the insanity, Samantha's merging with the pyramid led to desperate measures from Richtofen, who teleported Maxis back in order to stop his daughter, who was now insane and in control of every single living zombie. But in actuality, Maxis instructed his corrupted daughter to kill them all, and merged with the moon base she resided in, leading to the zombie outbreak that became so widespread. Richtofen uses the Mind Wipe squad from earlier, who resorted to helping Richtofen as they had no prior memories to think of, to blow through the zombie horde in various different time periods, where Samantha's reign dominated for decades, even up until 2025, to retrieve the Vril device, focusing stone, and to basically survive in order to achieve his goal and overthrow Samantha. When the group finally accomplishes their goals and it's all set in place, Richtofen swaps bodies with Samantha in order to assume control. An old man in a little girl's body? What's that sound? Oh! Got him. With Richtofen's ultimate betrayal to his merry band of 4 people, Maxis contacted them, instructing them to aid him in defeating Richtofen, and in the only way Why You Wouldn't Survive scenarios usually end out in, by launching hundreds of ballistic missiles at Earth to sever electronic communications and relays to Earth, and wipe out large portions of the zombie armies and innocent civilians, pretty much scorching the Earth itself. While this didn't quite dethrone Richtofen, it did, however, lessen his outreach, but still allowed for full control of all of Earth's infected. The metaphysical powers of both Richtofen and Maxis led to them recruiting any sentient life left on Earth to do their bidding in order to, once again, achieve their hidden goals. Richtofen to mend the right space and time to assume total control of the Aether, as the Shadow Man wanted since the start of it all, or Maxis to reunite with his daughter in the Aether by completely destroying Earth. The big difference being that Richtofen could only communicate with the dead and those that consume the flesh of the dead, leading him to be a voice in the heads of pseudo-cannibalistic people in the group called the Flesh. Depending on the player's choices, depends on what happens with the ending of this ultimate story. So I'm going to stop here, but this is the universe we will be going off of, because it covers most lore-related bases. Now, it may seem like I'm trimming the fat, but I really don't need to speak about variations in character deaths and stories from Universe 63, as they all share the same power, relatively speaking. And maybe I'm just trying not to make this entirely a lore video. Now, onto the Why You Wouldn't Survive portion. It's important to note we will be keeping things into one timeline and into the present. No time traveling. Now, it's important to note about these zombies, they don't infect people traditionally like the generic zombie does. They do not bite you, get infected, and you change, as only exposure of element 115 to a dead body could resurrect them, which may be the case for Romero since he was dragged away off screen and exposed to 115 by zombies. I guess they saw value in a mind ripe with zombie knowledge. I'm just hoping they don't turn to me to turn me into a god zombie. Actually, becoming a god tier zombie. Any and all biological creatures could be converted into a zombie archetype if exposed to divinium, including dogs into hellhounds, monkeys into, well, space monkeys. This all probably stemming from either Japan or Germany. Let's just say the Organization 935 lied dormant after the defeat of Nazi Germany for decades, working on the pure use of divinium into making zombies and other tech and weaponry. Let's just throw out there, maybe it broke out in one of these countries, or 935 strategically strategically placed divinium-laced nerve gas in central parts of major American cities and other major integral cities across the world, and predetermined and established a leader for the undead as they grew. How would it factor into us not surviving? Well, there's the whole ordeal of the troops of this vastly growing army once people did die one by one. Normal run-of-the-mill zombies themselves aren't all that powerful, biting, smacking, and punching you in succession to maul you to death, being able to not only survive with their limbs being dismembered, but will crawl towards survivors at any cost to kill them. They have the ability, much like Left 4 Dead Infected, to jump up and scale up high places, so getting the high ground will not always be advantageous. They will break through barricades with enough time as well, so making sure to be in a fortification that is more than just 2x4s and wilted wood would be much more preferable. They can also dig their way underground like a diglet and pop up anywhere that doesn't have reinforced flooring. Even then, powerful zombies could burrow their way through even that reinforced flooring with enough force. But like any other zombie apocalypse, they developed their strength in numbers at first. While the zombies were created in order to be controlled, that just wasn't possible at the time of their creation, and would and could be used as a slew of independent variables that could be dumped into an area to overwhelm forces, while the people that dumped the zombies would retreat away. Zombies can be created into a number of different variants, whether it be widened